Cars and coffee, no.
Cars and coffee from a modern gentleman in a
cars
Morris
and
garages.
coconuts.
Oh, cars and coconuts. Cars and
coconuts, but no coconuts.
no coconut, no coffee. Hey, I got coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I got coffee, but no for you though.
Oh.
Cars and coffee.
Cars and cat food.
Cat food. Cars and coffee.
This is what, episode 13? 14?
Episode what? I don't know.
Basically, it's part 3 of the Liberty Insurance saga.
Yes, part 3 of the Liberty Insurance saga.
That was a month ago plus the last time you said that you got the tribunal's answer and you rejected it.
So long story short lah. Long story short, my father got into an accident.
That car.
That car right
the
there.
FJ Cruiser.
Yeah. So 1 year, 3 months ago, my father got into an accident. When he tries to make a claim, insurance company said he underinsured. My answer is we did not underinsure because we insure based on the renewal notice. The original valuation the insurance company gave was 150,000, which is 50,000 higher than our insured value. So of course I rejected their valuation. I tell them no, this is not acceptable. They revalue it at 132. I still rejected it because we used the car for 4 years. You buy 170,000, it is impossible the car is worth 150 after 4 years. Makes no sense. Yeah. Absurd valuation, simply whack. So when they come back with the 132, I wouldn't call it absurd lah.
Yeah.
But imagine if there is a range of valuation, that would be at the top. Our valuation would be at the bottom.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So if a car, there's a range, 100,000 would be the bottom, 130 would be the top. At that time, to be honest, if they come to us and say, you know what, let's meet in the middle, 115, 120, you know what, I would have accepted. But no. They refused to budge anymore. Probably they thought they budged already, so they refused to budge. I said, never mind, okay, I do not accept your valuation. I'm bringing you to the OFS, the Ombudsman for Financial Services. Basically, it's an agency under the purview of Bank Negara that oversees dispute relating to financial services provider, like insurance company and banks and things like that. That's where the nightmare starts. OFS 1 whole year. Back and forth email lah, we chase them, because we don't know the processes. There's no court hearing. There's no hearing whatsoever. It's all by email or by documentation submission and whatnot.
And they don't give you a timeline.
No timeline, so we don't know. Whenever we ask, they tell, this is the timeline. After you submit this, or we must wait for evidence for this time. The whole process took 1 year. 1 year and a few weeks.
Meanwhile, the car was in the workshop.
In the workshop. Right? 1 year and a few weeks it was there. Eventually it came, the decision came, and we lost. He says that the decision of the OFS says that it is the duty of the consumer to ensure that they insure the car to the market value and understand the intricacies of the contract they sign. That's what the OFS says. Now, that's where my legal training comes in. And I start thinking, wait a second, it doesn't make sense. You're talking about balance of negotiation power. It's number one. Number two, you're talking about government-sanctioned product that you have to buy without choice. And number three, are you saying that people who cannot understand the technicalities are also supposed to understand the technicalities of what they are supposed to sign? Makes no sense, right? So I do a bit of research. And based on whatever decision that they make, I go and research. I found a Bank Negara circular telling financial service provider what they ought to do in relation to valuation of market value of vehicle. And one of the things that they are required to do is they are required to inform their customer if their customer is either under-insuring or over-insuring. You might be thinking, hey, if I over-insure, okay ma? If it's agreed value, also no. That means, let's say the car, say I tell, hey, this is hand signed by Toyota's grandfather.
So it's worth 200,000.
It's worth 250,000 ringgit. So I get, let's say, I tell the insurance company that, and the insurance company agree. But if I get into an accident, it's not valued at 250. Yeah? It's valued at whatever valuation the market valuation is. So there is a case where the insurer needs to tell customer the effect of under and over insured. If you over insured, they will still pay out to the extent of the market value. Now, of course, you can dispute them on market value, whatever. That was secondary. So this is what Bank Negara said. That financial services provider needs to inform the customer. That information never came. The insurance company actually told the Ombudsman that they supply. Oh, our agent informed. My agent was like, nonsense, don't have lah. You know what? I actually don't need to ask my agent, I know, because there was no communication between my agent and my mother. My mother is the one that renewed the insurance. My mom said, oh, insurance up already. Need to renew. So let's send over cover note. That's all.
Yeah.
So what communication are you talking about? Based on that, when the decision came, it says that the consumer is supposed to understand the intricacies of their contract, and the consumer needs to insure up to the valuation of the market. Based on that, I was very disappointed. So I made a video that went a little bit viral. Today, up to today, together, I think it's 250,000 views.
On TikTok.
It's quite heavy. That's when we make Cars and Coconut.
Yeah. Part 1 and Part 2.
Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah.
But I also, at the same time, appeal the decision. So apparently you can. So from Ombudsman of Financial Services, once they give their recommendation, you can actually
Reject it.
you cannot accept their recommendation, and this will be sent to, if you want to, it will be sent to another ombudsman. I'm a bit surprised.
Ombudsman for financial services.
It's called Ombudsman for Adjudication.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like what? But at that time, I was actually very disappointed already. So at that moment, I just drafted a letter to the Ombudsman for Financial Services, which I think forwarded to the Ombudsman for Adjudication. A very simple letter. I raised 2 points. Number one, the Ombudsman for Financial Services finds under point 5 that Aiman had explained that the vehicle value was between 140 to 150,000, but are unable to produce written evidence of this
They
conversation.
said it also in the judgment.
I said what? This is false and fabricated. And this Mr. Aiman is ready and willing to go under oath to state that this conversation did not take place and that no advice was given on market value of said vehicle upon renewal. The OFS has erred in their recommendation, basically saying their decision is wrong, by taking into account information vital to the dispute, which the insurance company not only did not prove satisfactory, but in fact capable of being contradicted. That's all I say. That's point one. I said basically taking into account and evidence that they did not prove, in fact, are able to be contradicted itself is already an error in decision. Number two, I said OFS in point 2 of the recommendation says that the onus lies on the consumer in ensuring the sum of coverage is adequate. This finding not only fails to appreciate the disparity in negotiating power, position and access to resources of the party, but are in fact contradicting Bank Negara Circular. So basically, there's all 2 things I say. Number one, OFS decision taking into account false evidence or fabricated evidence or evidence that cannot be proven itself is wrong. In fact, I can contradict that evidence itself. All right, that's number one. Number 2 is that the decision of OFS directly contradict the order of Bank Negara that financial service provider must inform customer before the signing of the coverage.
And that circular was also quoted in the judgment.
It is. It was quoted. That's where I do my research. Right? You think I'm not?
You didn't dig up. They dig up for you.
It's not I'm not some expert in this area. I just reading the judgment and they were quoting some circular by Bank Negara. So I go and read the circular. I was like, wait a second. The circular, what the circular say is not what you say. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? So that's from there lah. So anyway, so I won. Lesson here. It's very simple. Lesson here is very simple.
Don't roll over.
Now, I'm a businessman. But I'm a businessman. I understand. All business is out there to make profit or at the very least not lose money. So when the insurance company value at 150, they're trying their luck. I know you're trying your luck. All right? And here's a lesson. I know I'm just a number in thousands of number daily of their businesses. But unfortunately for them, they picked the wrong number. I understand from a corporate point of view that your protocol is, number one, give in a bit. If you give him a bit, then they don't bite, then you stop and don't care. Now, here's the thing. The first time, however, when you give in, you're caught doing something really... I mean, valuing at 150 is absurd. It's way too much. Yeah. So at that point, I was willing to negotiate. But they don't want to negotiate.
Oh, they just said 132 something.
132.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Now, I'm not saying 132 is absurd. 132 is high. Yeah. It's not absurd. But at that point, I already caught you doing a boo-boo. So I'm not going to let go. So here's the thing. My point of view is this for all of you. Insurance company will claim that you underinsure. All right? It's possible that you're underinsured. Nobody want to overinsure unless you're trying some hanky-panky right or not? Yeah. Insure a Mona Lisa that go disappear or $5 million US. You know what I mean? Yeah. Easy what? No. Okay, I'm talking about most people who are not trying some hanky-panky. you want to underinsure because you don't want to pay a high premium, of course. But of course, the question then becomes, what is market value? Now, market value is determined by the insurance company. Now, if your car is a Vios, is a Corolla, is a Camry, they have already an existing list. Follow that list, you're not going to be in trouble. But if your car is a 1991 Nissan GTR R32, if your car is a 2005 Golf R32, your car is a Toyota FJ Cruiser, they don't exist on the list. Of course, I'm not saying that you cannot determine market value with objectivity. You can. There are ways, but you don't get an exact amount. Yeah. You get a band. All right? Now, within that band, that's why we insure 100 is on the lower side of the band. Their counter offer was 132 is on the high side of the band. All right? At that point in time, somewhere in the middle, I would have settled, but they didn't want to settle. So I'm telling you this, if your car is one of those that doesn't exist on the list of valuation that they have, remember this. If they say you are underinsured, after you insure, it's their problem. It's always their problem. If they don't tell you, hey, you are underinsuring before you sign it, before you pay for it, then it's their problem. Right. That's the takeaway. It's as simple as that. Now, of course, this case doesn't apply to all of you because some of you are driving Myvis and Camrys and Corollas or whatever. They have a list. If you're one of those cases, just follow the list. You're not going to go wrong. But if you don't fall into those cases where you drive a little bit weird car, like all our cars, right? Then remember this. If they want to claim that you underinsure, they must inform you before you sign the insurance. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
When you won, they basically cover your repair.
They have to cover the repair. I don't have to pay a single cent. Nice. But my qualms with them not over.
So you're not renewing with Liberty?
No, of course I'm not. And I've appointed myself the mascot of Liberty.
The anti-mascot.
I'm the mascot of who not to buy insurance from right now. So right now, after this, I'm going to make a video documenting why you should not buy insurance from Liberty. I'm telling the truth. Sue me lah. Telling the truth, telling my actual experience. I had to repeat it once a month. What's your problem?
I have short-term memory loss.
I'm not a rich man, but I've set aside enough resources for me to boost
those videos.
I haven't started, I haven't started. In fact, I was a bit lazy this week because I got the car back this week. Yeah. But I was a bit lazy. Then I remember the pain you put me through and the fact that I've appointed myself a mascot of your company. I shall work hard to not disappoint you. I'm a pit bull. I bite and I don't let go. And so right now, I'm going to make a video afterwards on TikTok basically documenting the whole thing. And I've set aside the money for the rest of the year to boost the videos.
Oh my shit.
And I'm thinking, what do I have to lose? Yeah. You send me a lawyer letter, I must see you in court lah. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I had an old uncle in a bar come up to me and say, "Oh, you know the guy who's the Liberty?"
Oh, is it? Oh, shit. How?
This old Indian guy named Melvin. He said he's also having problem with his insurance.
Oh, is it? No,
he feels like someone is speaking his truth.
Oh, is it? I'm sure it's in the standard operating protocols of this insurance company how to deal with adversity. Yeah. I mean, they deal with adversity daily, they're not scared. I will make them scared. Yeah. You just take a bite off the wrong chunk of meat. I'm going to give you diarrhea every day.
It'll really hurt them if you start doing the same video in Chinese, in Malay.
Oh, good idea! Because I don't get the Chinese speaking.
Do Malay also.
So 我现在要学习讲华语来保证你的生意一定要被受影响. Wow, my Chinese damn bad.
It sounded good to me.
But yeah, good idea. Tamil, I gotta find a Tamil for her to
do AI translated Tamil. Liberty Insurance
will be talking there. I'll be beside.
It's like those TikTok react videos where you have one person like just pointing and agreeing to the other.
It is the dumbest video ever. Like, what the hell? What's the point of your existence?
They're just piggybacking off the popularity of the main video.
It's so shameless, lah. Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's the lesson. Yeah. Don't let them bully you. But you see, I'm privileged. We are privileged. My dad actually got an E-Class in the meantime while the car was there. The 210 for 9,000 ringgit, 9,000 plus. Yeah. Not everyone has that luxury. So that's why I appoint myself the mascot of those that has been oppressed by
Because
the
they're
insurance
basically
company.
holding your car hostage until you agree to their terms.
Correct. Or you pay for it.
Yeah. Because some people cannot live without the utility of having the car.
Not everyone is privileged enough to have 6, 7 cars sitting at home as spares. We don't give in not because we cannot afford it, but we feel it's wrong. You know, you never say that it is undervalued, and now you turn around when shit hits the fan, oh, it's our fault. Why can't like that? So yeah, like that. Nice. So I appoint myself the mascot of liberty. I shall go and take some pictures of me holding.
the Statue of Liberty.
Find a flower and hold it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's cars and coffee and cat food.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Sign out.